Hey guys, today we're going to be working on angle bisector. So during the lesson, I want you guys to be thinking about how the angle addition postulate is different from angle bisector. So angle bisector is very similar to midpoint of a line segment. So just to review midpoint of a line segment, if I were to draw a line and then label my points A, B, C, if I put these little tick marks here in the middle, that means that C is the midpoint of A and B. So that means that AC is congruent to segment CB. So a little bit of a review of the concept that we've already learned. So an angle bisector is a line or ray that divides an angle into two congruent angles. So let's just draw an angle real fast. I'm going to label this A, B, and C. So it says an angle bisector is a line or ray that divides an angle in two. So that means that there will be a ray that will divide this angle exactly in half. And we're going to call this point D. So if we think back to midpoint of a line segment, we had these two little tick marks that told me that that segment AC was congruent to segment CB. So with an angle bisector, there's a different notation used to tell you that the angles are congruent, and they look like little arcs, just like this. So when you see angles and they have these little arcs, that means that this angle is going to be congruent to this angle. So let's go ahead and write a congruency statement. Angle ABD is going to be congruent to angle DBC. If these two angles are congruent, that means that their measurements are equal. So we can also write an equality statement. An equality statement is going to look a little bit different. It's going to have the M in front. That's signifying that we're looking at a measurement. So this means the measurement of angle ABC is equal to the measurement of angle DBC. So when you're talking about congruency, you only need just the angle symbol. When you're talking about equality and you're saying that their measurements are equal, you want to make sure you put an M in front. And again, you only use the M when you have the equal sign. So for these next examples, we're going to write congruency and equality statements. We're going to solve for x, and then we're going to find the measure of the angle indicated by using the definition of an angle bisector. So if we're looking at number 1, we're going to find the measurement of angle LXP. So LXP, I'm going to highlight that in red, is this big outside angle. So because this is an angle bisector and you have these two little arcs, that means that this angle is going to be congruent to this angle. So let's go ahead and write our equality statement in the first box below. It would be angle LCX is congruent to angle CXP. The equality statement is going to have the M's in front. So that means I'm going to have the measurement of angle LCX is equal to the measurement of angle CXP. So because they're being bisected by a ray, and the two arc marks mean that the angles are equal, then to solve this, all I have to do is set 8x equal to 40. So 8x is equal to 40. When you divide by 8, you get x is equal to 5. So we'll just go ahead and write that down below. And then we're asked to find LXP. So if this side is 40, well then this side is 40 because they're equal. So LXP is the larger angle, and it's what you would get if you were adding these two angles together. So I know that this side's 40 degrees, and then 40 plus 40 would give you 80 for the measurement of angle LXP. So for the next example, we're finding the measurement of angle GRK. So that's GRK. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that so I know that at the end, that's the angle that I have to solve for. So let's look at our diagram. We have these two little arc marks, which means that this ray is bisecting the larger angle. So I know that this side is equal to this side. Go ahead and write your congruency statement below. So I wrote that angle GRK was congruent to angle KRT. That's not the only answer or the only way that you could have written it. You could have said that angle TRK is congruent to angle KRG. You just want to make sure you notice that the R has to be in the middle. Go ahead and write down your equality statement. Your equality statement is going to look very similar to your congruency statement, except for it's going to have an equal sign and the m's in front to represent the measurement. So because these two are equal, to solve for x, all you have to do is set 24x plus 15 equal to 15x plus 24. Go ahead, pause the video, and solve for x. Okay, I got x is equal to 1, so I subtracted the 15x from both sides, and then 24 minus 15x is 9x. And then that left me with 9x plus 15 equals 24. Then subtract the 15 over, 24 minus 15 is 9. Divide by 9, you get x equals 1. So now I have to take my answer for x and plug it back in to find the measurement of this angle GRK. So pause the video, go ahead and do that now. After substituting my answer for x into the expression for GRK, I got that the measurement of angle GRK was 39. So make sure you go down here and write your answer correctly in this box, because that's what's going to be expected of you on a test or a quiz. On this next example, we're given a description instead of a picture. So we're going to draw a diagram, find x, and solve for the given angle. So it says if ray CM bisects angle FCY and I'm just going to go ahead and stop there because we have to get our diagram first before we label this. So we have a larger angle that is FCY. And then the ray CM bisects that angle. So that's helpful because the ray goes down the middle, and then you label it CM. And now we can write down the expressions that go with each angle. So FCM, which is right here, is going to be 4x plus 6. And then angle MCY, which is this one, is going to be 3x plus 15. So right now there's something very important missing from my diagram. So because it says the ray CM bisects angle FCY, I have to make sure that I include my little arcs to show that those two angles are going to be congruent because I have an angle bisector. So this word kind of hints that the two angles are going to be equal. So go ahead, write your congruency and your equality statement below. Great job. So now to solve for x, all we have to do is set these two equations equal to each other. So we have 4x plus 6 is equal to 3x plus 15. Subtract the 3x over, and then subtract the 6x over, and you get x equals 9. So now we have to find the measurement of FCY. So FCY is the measurement of the entire angle. So I'm going to use the measurement of angle FCM. That's equal to 4x plus 6. So I'm going to replace this x with the 9, and that will give me 4 times 9 plus 6. And then 4 times 9 is 36 plus 6. And then 36 plus 6 is 42. So that means that this angle right here is 42 degrees. And the question is asking me for the larger angle. So if this angle is congruent to this angle, then I know that the measurement of angle MCY is also 42 degrees. So now all you have to do is add these two together. So I know that the measurement of angle FCY is equal to 84 degrees by adding these two together. For this next problem, we're looking at measurement WDE. So let's go ahead and find that one. WDE is right here. So this problem looks a lot different than some of the other ones because we're missing an angle here, and then we know the outside angle. So we know the outside angle is given by this expression 3x plus 8. So what do you think we're supposed to do? So because you have these little arcs here, that tells me that WDX is congruent to XDE. So that means that I'm going to star this one because this one's a little bit difficult. This angle is also going to be 2x minus 9. So the whole lesson we've been setting these two things equal to each other, but it doesn't make sense to set 2x minus 9 equal to 2x minus 9 because everything is just going to zero out. So this one is going to look more like an angle addition statement. So we have the measurement of angle WDX. If I add that to the measurement of angle XDE, that is going to equal the measurement of angle WDE. So now I'm just going to replace these angle measures with the expressions in the problem. So we have 2x minus 9 plus another 2x minus 9 is equal to the 3x plus 8. Go ahead and solve that problem, see what you get for x. I got x equals 28 for my answer. So I combined my like terms to get 4x, and then I combined negative 9 and negative 9 to get negative 18. I chose to subtract the 3x over, and that way I'm going to have a positive x. So that's just a good convention to follow. And then I'm going to add the 18 over, and I got x is 26. So now, if I know my answer for x, I'm trying to find the measurement of angle WDE, which is represented by this expression. So all I have to do for the measurement of angle WDE is take my answer for x and plug it in right here. So it's going to be 3 times 26 plus 8, and then 3 times 26 is 78 plus 8, and then 78 plus 8 is 86. So we have the measurement of angle WDE is equal to 86 degrees. So your summary should answer the essential question, and your essential question was, how is the angle addition postulate different from an angle bisector? So in this example, we had angle bisector. This example, we had to apply the definition of angle bisector, but did have to use an angle addition statement here. So be thinking about those two examples as you write your summary.